Hello, Pastor Joseph and Sam Shamoun. It's me again.
Welcome back.
Chapter 33 of the Quran, you always bring up about God praying to Muhammad.
Yeah, because it is a problem, isn't it, Manu?
No, it's not.
He's going to say, because he's going to tell you he doesn't mean that.
The same chapter, verse 43, it says that God is the one that places his prayers upon you and his angels also to bring you out of darkness and light.
So who is God praying to?
So I'm glad, Manu. Okay, Manu, thank you for admitting it means prayer.
Yes, thank you.
You've only created a greater problem for yourself. You're saying he doesn't just pray for Muhammad, he also prays for believers. Yeah. You're still left with the problem, who does your God pray to when he prays for believers and Muhammad? Answer that, please.
Your problem is the fact that you're translating that as praying to. It's not praying to. It's placing.
Manu, you're attacking straw man. Manu.
No, hang on.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no, you hang on. Manu, you did it again. I'm not going to let you get away with it. And I'm actually very disappointed in you at perverting people's words. I didn't translate the word as praying to, so you're lying. I said that it means that Allah prays for or upon.
Upon, yeah.
My question is, when Allah prays for someone, he has to pray to someone. For example, to make it easy for you to understand, if I said, I prayed for Pastor Joseph, that statement implies that I'm praying to someone when I pray for Pastor Joseph. So when your God and angels pray for Muhammad, who do they pray to? Don't dare twist our words. Answer the question.
The way to translate that is, and if you give me 10 seconds, I can say
Please, go ahead, answer it.
God places his prayers upon, meaning he knows fully what condition he has placed his prophet or people.
Okay, Manu, that's fine. You know, your translation, but who are his prayers addressed to?
Manu, this is your final chance. Let me now refute your distortion. Did you pay careful attention to what CP and I said? In 33:56, it says Allah and the angels together perform this act. That means, according to your perverted reading of the Arabic Quran, you're saying that Allah and the angels place their prayers upon Muhammad. That's so nonsensical that you yourself won't buy it. How do angels pray? You're cutting me off, Manu. We're going to end the conversation if you do. How do angels place their prayers on anyone? Answer that. Don't avoid the answer. Answer the question, how do angels place their prayers on anyone? Please answer that.
Okay, the angels pray to God.
Did you catch it?
Yes, angels pray to God, and God prays to himself, puts his prayers
Okay, thank you. Let me repeat the answer of Manu for the audience.
Yeah.
Folks, you just heard a Muslim say, Allah prays to himself. Angels pray to God. That's exactly what we wanted you to admit. So thank you for helping our case, because now the argument that Muslims use against Jesus will now be turned against you. Muslims say, how can Jesus be God if he prays? Who is he praying to? To himself? You just heard. I want the audience to hear a Quran-only Muslim admit his God prays to himself. In other words, basically, since prayer is worship, Allah worships himself. That's a schizophrenic deity.
I think so. Unless, of course, you had a doctrine of the Trinity, and then that would explain things.
Exactly. Jesus is not the Father. So you can pray to the Father without this meaning it's a schizophrenic deity. But thank you, Manu, for bringing it up. We really appreciate you confirming our point. Glory to Jesus Christ.
One more point, quick point if I can make.
Quickly.
The chapter 46 that you brought up about Prophet Muhammad not knowing what's going to be happening to him.
Yeah.
Another part of the Quran, God promises him that the al-akhirat, the hereafter, are going to be better for him than this world.
All right, so which one is it? Which one is it, Manu?
Which is it, yeah.
So what that meant is that Prophet Muhammad was saying he doesn't know how he's going to end up in this life, meaning in this life he's not going to know what kind of ordeals or what kind of fate he's going to have. That is not an open-ended till eternity. God tells him that the next world is going to be better for him than this world. So that's in the context.
Manu, you have a problem. You just ended up proving that there are contradictions in the Quran. If Allah promised Muhammad that his situation will be better in the next world, why in the world are you praying for his peace? You just ended up proving your Quran is full of irreconcilable contradictions. Now explain to me, Manu, if that passage is true, that his condition will be better in the akhirah, then that means he's already in a state of peace, which goes back to my point. If he's in a state of peace, why in the world are you praying for him?
We pray for him because of the mission that God entrusted him in. And
that mission is over. It's over. Why are you praying for him?
We're thankful for the acts that he committed and sacrifices that he made.
Show me that in 33:56. Show me that in 33:56. Your prayers is simply thanking God for Muhammad. So what you're basically saying, notice the problem you just created for yourself. I want the audience to hear this. 33:56 says, Allah and his angels pray upon Muhammad. You who believe also pray for him. Notice how I interpret it. I want everyone to hear it. That means we are thankful to God for his mission. You know what that means? Consistency demands that if that's what it means for Muslims to pray, that means Allah is thanking himself for the mission of Muhammad. So when Allah prays, he goes, oh, thank you, Allah, for the mission of Muhammad, because that's what prayers mean in 33:56. Manu, do yourself a favor, man. Give it up. Turn to Jesus, your only hope of salvation, because you're fighting a losing battle. Jesus Christ is Lord, and may he deliver you from these lies and deceptions and grant you the grace leading unto life.
Thank you, Manu, for your call. We're going to have to end the show now.
We're in the show.
And we're going to end in prayer, and we're going to pray for Manu. But, you know, we have 2 shows tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
We'll be here on 10, and you'll be here on 8. And you understand the point, right? Let me just real quickly repeat what he said.
Repeat that.
Remember, he said that according to 33:56,
yeah,
when it says Muslims pray, what that means is we are thankful for Muhammad's mission. In other words, prayer means we're basically thanking God, Allah, for the mission of Muhammad. But what he forgot to tell you is that the word prayer is used for 3 entities. Allah, angels, and Muslims all pray. Well, if prayer means, in regards to Muslims, that they're thanking God for the mission of Muhammad, that means angels are also praying, thanking God for Muhammad's mission, which means that Allah is thanking himself for Muhammad's mission.
And Manu made it very clear, Allah prays to himself. Although Allah is just one person, complete one, and yet somehow he finds it that he prays to himself. Do you think he answers his own prayers?
Well, it depends on maybe...
He's the Khair al-Makarena, so he deceives himself.
And that's another topic. Just because Allah makes a promise to save Muhammad doesn't mean you can take him at his word. Because in chapter 7, verse 99 of the Quran, if we had more time, I'd show that even that is contradictory to the Quran.
And if Manu was not a cultic Muslim, but actually was a Sunni Muslim, we could offer all sorts of...
But even chapter 799 in itself is sufficient. You know what it says? None feels secure from the makr of Allah except disbelievers.
Right.
It means no one feels secure from the deception of Allah except disbelievers. That means as if you're a true believer, you can never for a moment feel secure from Allah's deceptions.
And wasn't he asked by his followers, even you, Muhammad?
Yes, that's it. Even I, unless Allah covers me with his grace and mercy. If he does. That's the question.
There we go. That is why they do pray for him. That is why. They don't know.
And that's what
he didn't know.
Pastor Joe, that's what shocks me. He's saying that his afterlife is better than the present situation. Then why in the world are you praying for him? Why are you asking for Allah's peace? You just said the Quran says
He knows why they're praying for him.
The Quran is full of irreconcilable contradictions because it's not from God. It's a book created to deceive people from the truth of the gospel. But Jesus Christ is Lord, and no one can dethrone him, not even the Quran or Islam.
I'll be right back.